All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. I'm going to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update, and it is a big update today. We had a major price movement, so I want to look at what it did to the Bitcoin miners and see where we're at on Bitcoin. So a lot to talk about today, and I want to go through a few of the Bitcoin miners in specific and look at their charts. So we talk about Bitcoin and the miners all the time on this channel. If that's content you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps out the algorithm and it helps get this video out to more people. And feel free to drop a comment below. I do read all the comments. Okay, let's get right to Bitcoin. I'm going to start with the miners, and I'm going to start with the miner big board. So let's take a look, because some stuff was all over the place today, but in general, this was a very red day, and some of these stocks got beat up badly today. We had a few outliers. We had 3 in the green, nothing really consequential. So DigiHost was up 3 cents today. That's 4.48%, but that has been nosediving. So that's a very small change. I think it's just an anomaly. There was no news or anything like that. And it's at 70 cents. So DigiHost, unfortunately, at this point, DigiHost seems to be in big trouble, despite the fact that they're up a couple of cents today. Iris Energy was up 0.25%, and Mawson was up 0.37%. So those are the only things that were in the green on the big board today, but I want to go through a few that really got beat up badly. Hive was down 11% today. Argo Blockchain was down just under 11% today. TeraWolf was down 10% today, and Cypher was down almost 14% today. So that was 4 stocks that were down double digits today. Now, that does make some sense because Bitcoin took a nosedive today. But I think there were some different reasons for those, so I'm going to go through some of those later. I'm going to look at a few of those charts and a few different ones. But even the rest of the Bitcoin miners, you can see a lot of down 2%, 3%, 4%. Bitfarms was down 5.7%. So a very, very red day with a few exceptions, and a few things got beat up badly. So let's go over to the Bitcoin chart and see why all this happened. Okay, so as always, there's an orange line. Now, this line is actually several days old because the U.S. equity markets were not trading yesterday. So this goes all the way back to Friday, September 2nd. So Bitcoin closed at around just over 19,900 when the U.S. equity markets closed on Friday. And you'll see really it hung around that line all the way through today's open and really through half of the day today. So even in this morning's trading, it was still hovering right around that line. Early in the afternoon, there was one 15-minute candle where Bitcoin just really lost support. So this orange line was right next to this pink line at 19,890. Now that was the high from the previous bull cycle. That had been kind of holding on as support. In one 15-minute candle, we dropped the better part of $1,000, and we are now way below that line. In fact, we actually took out my next line of support at $19,200. So that 15-minute candle went right down to that line of support. It did not hold, and then you'll see we got down as low as 18,663. So for the moment, that marks our recent low. So we may be going lower than that. We need to take a look at some of the indicators and see where we're going from here, because obviously this line of support is now gone, the pink line at around 18,900. The $19,200 line of support is basically gone. I'm going to show you on the 4-hour. There's a chance that could come back, but most likely we've taken that out as well. I've added a few very weak lines of support, but really my next big line of support is at 17,500, which was the bottom back in June. So that would be retracing our steps all the way back to basically our 2-year low that we reached in June of 2022. So if you look on the 4-hour time frame, this starts to make more sense. You'll see this candle back on August 27th basically started to test this line of support. And from August 27th until really the middle of the day today, September 6th, we were above and below this line of support. So this was holding on. We started to turn this into resistance about a day and a half ago, and we started bumping up against it. We did candle wick way above it, but closed that 4-hour candle below. And then you can see, obviously, this candle was a meltdown. So this line of support did not hold at all. I had 4 price targets to the downside. The one that I thought was most likely to hold was the 19,200. That did not hold. Now, there is one chance that that actually may hold, and this may be a little bit of a fake out. I don't think that's going to be the case, but you'll see we only have one 4-hour candle that has closed below that. This is the 4-hour candle we're in the middle of, and you can see we've built some momentum. This is a green candle at the moment. So if this quickly were to get back above this line, we could potentially find some support here. But if this candle that we're in right now is red, then I would say this line of support did not hold at all. We went straight through it. So if I zoom out on the 4-hour time frame, you'll see back on July 13th, we got down to this blue line here at around 18,900. And then back on June 30th, we got down to this blue line right here, which was around 18,609. Now, we did almost test that today. That is possible that we'll find some support there. It's not a super strong line, but obviously I'm hoping we find support and bounce off of that. However, the more likely case scenario now to me is the final of the 4 lines of support that I had was back at this 17,500-ish line. So I'm going to switch over to the 1 day. So from that bottom, we flash crashed down to that. And then, the next 2 months we spent in a very nice relief rally all the way up to $25,000. But what I do want to point out is even this 1 day candle here where we flash crashed down to 17,500, that daily candle closed just under 19,000. So I do think there's potential support here as far as a daily candle close goes at one of these blue lines. So I had been saying from the beginning, I think it's possible we flash crash down to this. In other words, have a daily candle wick down to this line, but I don't think we're going to start closing daily candles below this line. But it is now really the last line of support left out of what we were looking at. So we're in the process of erasing the entire relief rally, and it was a 43 or 44% relief rally to the upside. So that was a very strong rally, but unfortunately, we've undone it, almost all of it, in here in just 2 or 3 weeks. So if I look at the 1 day RSI, this has been getting rejected around 40. It got rejected for a while. This goes all the way back to August 19th. So from August 19th until now, we've basically been trading under 40. We got to oversold territory one time, got back as high as about 38. And now we're heading back into oversold territory. So I would not at all be surprised to see that the end of this pattern is that we retest this low on the daily RSI of 21, or at least get some type of significantly oversold. Somewhere in the 25 to 28 range could be a potential bottom out on this, in my opinion. But what that means is that it seems to me, looking at the daily RSI, there is still more downside to come in all likelihood. Again, this is not financial advice. I don't know the future. I'm just looking at these charts and nothing is looking bullish on these. At best, they're looking very neutral. So I tend to go with what direction we're going in. When things are neutral, if we're in a downward cycle, then my best guess is, the next leg is down. So obviously we could see a reversal. So I'm going to be paying attention to the 4-hour RSI and the daily RSI. Let's just quickly look at the 4-hour RSI. So you can see on the 4-hour RSI, we have the same story. If I go back to August 15th, that was just about neutral. We did get up to 54. 50 is neutral on the RSI, but you can see since then, for almost the last month, we've just been getting rejected in the low 50s. We got all the way down to about 14 on this on August 19th. We did get way oversold again on August 28th, and now as of today, we're back into oversold territory again. So this seems to be bouncing around between oversold territory and neutral. So until that trend stops, it seems to me like we are at best sideways or potentially more downward pressure. So I want to look at a few stocks in specific. I'm going to go to the 1 day Hive chart. So this is stock ticker HIVE. This stock bottomed out on June 14th, and that was at around $2.82. This was after a reverse split that they did. So from its bottom up to its high on August 15th, and that's really the day all the Bitcoin miners reached their local high. That was about 167% run up. So that was a huge run up. However, right now we're down 43% off of those highs. And again, today we were down about 11%. So I am a little bit concerned. I will be doing a video in the morning on Hive's monthly update. I do think there's more room to the downside for Hive because you can see they're nowhere near that low that we reached back in June when Bitcoin reached its low. There's still actually 33% more left to the downside for Hive if it were to retest its lows. And it looks now very much like Bitcoin is going to retest its lows from June. It's already very close to that right now. So quickly, I would say I do think in the short term, there's downward pressure on Hive. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this or not buy it, but I look at this as more short-term pressure to the downside. I like Hive as a company long-term, but I think they've got a little bit of a short-term situation going on. So just my opinion, not financial advice. I want to show just a couple others really quickly here because GREE is now at its all-time low. So whereas we saw Hive still has 33% left to go to get to its low, GREE is already past its all-time low. So you can see it's now down about 13% from its previous low back on July 5th. So the last 3 days in a row, it's been setting new low after new low after new low. It did so again today. So GREE has really lost all of its momentum. GREE had a run up of almost exactly 100% in the relief rally in July and the first half of August, but it's given all of that back and then some. So this is now at a new low. So once we're at a new low, there is no line of support below this. So we don't know how low this can go. So this is another one at the moment I'm staying away from. My third example is one that I do think is actually bottoming out and could be getting near a good time to buy in my opinion. So again, not financial advice. I can't tell you guys to buy this stock, but I'm getting very interested at this price and I may start dollar cost averaging into this stock, which I think has bottomed out from where it's trading today back to its previous all-time low in June. We still have about 12% left to the downside for this to retest its lows. So obviously I do think it's possible it will retest its lows. Down here in $1.20, $1.30, I'm starting to feel pretty good about this one. So you guys got to do your own risk reward analysis and make your own decisions. We got a lot of stuff going on with Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. The next 24 hours is going to be crucial. We did recover a little bit off of the lows of the day. We're at just under 19,000 right now. So we will check back in tomorrow and see how we did. So that's all I got for you right now on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.